Hello, it's Anita again at Brink Studio here in West Norfolk on a very miserable, cold, wet, drizzly day, but I'm nice and cosy in my studio and working too, which is quite good. Now, in the last video, I showed you how to piece together a log cabin square, if you remember. And then I said to you I will show you how to do something else with some strips. But before I do that, I have had somebody say to me, how come you've got all these perfectly same size strips? Have you cut them for the videos? No, I haven't cut them for the videos. I make a lot of these little bags, so a little zippy bag, okay, and they have other colours in them. So these are with the box pleats. This is one. It's in the process of being made. So you can see this is why I have some of these strips left over from when I've done some bags. So I don't count how many strips I'm cutting, I just cut them, and then if I've got any left over, I've got some left over, and I use them for other projects. So on this particular one that we're going to be doing now, we're going to be sewing strips together and then recutting them. I'm just going to adjust the camera so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I have taken some of these and put them together. So there is sort of like this. And then I have stitched them. I've only put 4 together on each one. Okay, and I have just stitched up here with a quarter of an inch seam allowance on them. That then gives you this. So this is they are stitched together, and now I'm going to trim them and make them even smaller. So using this, first thing I want to do is get them level and straight. So I am using the guides on the ruler, and I am just going to trim that to make sure I haven't got any sticky out edges that I don't want, making sure that I've got that nice and straight. Just whiz over there. And then do the same on this side. Making sure that I am straight. Just come in a little tiny bit. If you hear that sound, you know that the cutter is working, like a rasping sound. So I've now got that the way I want it. I have pressed it. And I am now going to come in at 2-inch intervals, I think. Cutting away. If you've not used this system before, I recommend you have a go. These are 1-inch squares. I still work in squares, and on my ruler I've got 1-inch squares, so that's what these are, 1-inch squares. And you literally line this up with the numbers. So I'm at 12 inches here, and I'm at 12 inches there, and I'm following this line down, and that's all I need to do. Job to go. And now I have lots of little pieces that still need to be sewn together, but what we're going to do this time is turn them round so that we have this design. Okay, and then stitch up here, and you end up with this. So this has been stitched, ready for use now. And you may be thinking, God, that's awful, but I quite like it because I like bright colours. But what can I do with this? Well, I can fold it in half and use it as a little book cover. I can make a little bag out of it. I can cut it some more if I wished to, so I could cut it into a triangle. So neaten that off, make myself another square with it if that's what I wanted to do. So really I just need to take this end strip off if that's, you know, where we want to go with it. So if I just turn that under, as you can see, I now have a square if I didn't have that top one on. And then you could build up something around that too. If it was a plain square, then if you remember when we cut these out and we were ironing them on, you could iron that onto there. You could make a whole pattern out of it if you wished to. You know, there's just so much that we can do with these little bits and pieces. So the next one that I'm going to show you will be crazy quilting, which is done in a completely different way. Now there are a number of ways that you can do this, and I'm just going to move this up so that you can actually see me talking to you. There are a number of ways that you can do crazy quilting. I have my own way of doing it, and as you can imagine, it will be a lot easier than probably the way you're supposed to do it. And that is that I get myself my backing, the quilting batting. So I quite like using bump, mainly because it's easy and it's nice and thin, it's light, and I can get through it quite quickly, and I literally stitch onto it. I don't look at what I'm doing, I just sew. So the next video will show you an easy way of doing crazy patchwork. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.